Good afternoon again from Yami B TV. Wishing you all well. Sending loads of love to you as usual. More love to you all than ever before. Youngsters, listen out for this bit here. Very important. Uncle Yami steps on the psychological things that I learned for a lifetime with living, sadly, in an institutional setting from creation and the crack of dawn. Right? Now, caged in like an animal, right? Another day, another hit on me due to my nonsense, and in places we've touched on it already. I'm looking through the curtain for a couple of days. It's sticky for me again. So what do I know? I know that the man that I got the beef with, I know who your right-hand man is, right? I sussed that already. I look out of my window. I see your right-hand man talking to a little young kid that's just dropped in. It's from High Wycombe, believe it or not. I knew his dad at later times. Imagine this one, right? So, all right. I look out my window through the curtain. Uncle Yami's caged in like a dog, but waiting to strike. Now, I see the right-hand man talking to the young kid. He's whispering it, but that young kid ain't on my block. He's next door, but he's just coming. What he's saying to him, this is what I think. First thought, you, the right-hand man, is telling him, you can come on the team. You can be part of the game, youngster. What we want you to do is a hit on somebody over here. He's on this block here. But I'm spying through the curtain. It doesn't mean what I'm thinking is right. Some of you say, yeah, but Yami, that could be paranoid. Right. Fair enough. Possibility? It's a possibility with what I'm thinking, with the things that are going on at that time. It is a possibility. Unlikely? No. My mind doesn't tell me that. True, that you're the right-hand man who's come from my man, who's talking to this guy. It's highly possible. Probable? Don't know. But with my life experiences, I got to go with what I'm believing with the circumstances and the situation that I'm in at that time. You got me, right? So we know they're going to prey on the youngsters. We know they're going to say, but spread the lights. You're going to come up here with us. If you do this, you're part of the hierarchy. We'll look after you forever, blah, 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 blah. But again, it's just a thought that passes through my mind through difficult times, right? 2-3 days later, it's Muslim service or church service, one of those. So I look out the curtain again, because I know these are dangerous times for me. So I have to be ready at all times, right? I come out, who's standing outside the block? The little baby-faced young kid, right? I walked up to him. I looked him in his eye. I said, youngster, everything cool? He looks shocked for a minute. Enough for me to know, because you know that we've already lived that life. We already know that I would know that you couldn't be like Uncle Yami because you haven't lived those life experiences in hot desert war zone areas for a long period of time. So I got to test the water on this one. I looked in his eyes. It told me everything I needed to know. I said, where are you from? He said, oh, I'm from High Wycombe. I went like that to him. I said, you know, blah, blah, blah. He went like that. It's my dad. But I was taking it. I don't know. I was just making polite conversation because I don't want to strong him up. But I'm looking at him and I said to him, youngster, remember I told you this. You're young, you're naive, you're vulnerable. You want to be part of this sense of belonging thing. Yeah, I get all that. But remember I told you, some things are just out of your jurisdiction. Because I believe, no, I said, has anyone asked you to do anything to me? He moved his head this way, look. No, I don't even know you really to that. But it was enough for me. I undone him psychologically, right? Right. I got that thing right. I got it right. How did I get it right? Because, like I said, the circumstances, the situation is leading me to believe with all the things that are going on during this time, that anything's possible. The difference was, right, I confronted those bigger ones a couple weeks down the line and brought it to the table. The reason I did it the way that I did it is because certain things I've done are a bit wrong, right? So I don't want to make the first move on you based on them thoughts that are going through my head, the way that God's given me the answers to everything. And everybody's witnessing this. I told you that these are very sticky times for me. And if you live that life, many men have gone through these same little things. But I was right. 2 months down the line, I was in the gym with him. I said, youngster, when I was on top, after I'd done a couple of big moves to separate the boys from the men in that life, in the game, sad game. We know what it is. You know what I realized, right? Being an addict in all forms. If I did that stabbing and that stabbing in that mindset where I was hurt by somebody else that I loved dearly, but I couldn't do it when my stuff was going on, I'm thinking to myself, but Yami, because you're going through the cycle of addiction. Different days, you're going to feel different things. So you're letting yourself down during these moments. But in reality, you're giving people a chance to get you while you're half asleep. There's some big dons next to me that side, and they're saying, Yami, I heard you laughing at night. I know what you're laughing at. I know it's all light work for you, but don't make it difficult for yourself, unks. Saying to myself, when I've done a couple of those sad moves that you've got to do in the jungle to survive, otherwise you lay down, you're a shrinking violet, they're going to walk all over you, mate. Those are the facts in that life, man. You know what I mean? And they will use whoever they got to use with no sympathy or no empathy or concern or worry for those little ones that are growing up. But 2 months later, I was in the gym with a youngster. I said to him, yo, I was deadlifting, lifting up swing. Same thing, Marcus Rashford was saying, a lot of things are mental when you go on that football pitch, when you're lifting, when you're thinking. If your mind's not right, I remember some days on the football pitch, right, I just say, today, I am the greatest. Every single move I make, I know that Danny Dawson's standing behind me on the centre half. I know that Idgie's out there. I know that this one's out there. But on this day, I am on top form. I touch it this way, I touch it that way because you're clean, yeah, because you know you put your best when you're clean, and you touch it that way and you're a bit quicker than all the rest during certain times. Why? You're going to bring yourself and give everybody a chance. But we were powerless sometimes. That's the way it goes, and then God has the final say in little things because he knows your intention in things. You know what I mean? If it's not to reach you, then it's not going to reach you, is it? Right? But I looked at him, I said, they tried to get you to do a hit on me, didn't they, youngster? He went like this to me. Unks, everything cool, you know. I'm not saying nothing. You don't need to say anything. Because by not saying anything, you've already made me know that I'm right. And that you're glad that you never. Because you were smart enough. Because we know human behaviour. Young, old, or whatever. Some of these youngsters, they don't want to do anything bad. You know what I mean? But just to be fitting in and being part of and the promise of this and that. But they won't do nothing for you, those guys. All they're thinking about is today and what you could do for them. Whatever happens to you, therefore, after, they won't be concerned. Because your part in that thing was only that one thing. You got me? But Uncle Yami, I spotted it because I was institutionalized. That every single situation that came up in later life, I was already advanced. Because I've already been in the jungle from a small boy and seen those situations. It matters on those big moments. A lot of men, they have to run and hide, man, when trouble comes their way. It's the truth. You know, I don't go into too much detail. I've seen many a big man and big name take a step backwards or make that first step and it looks a bit hesitant. You know what I mean? But I was there for them on that day because I spotted that. But that's only one moment. The rest of the 100 bits, I knew that you was on point for me. But I could spot that. And we knew what my role is. We knew that whatever was happening to me, I could probably be weaker at that time. But if it belonged to a personnel of people pleasing and love that I had for somebody that did things for me, I'll be quicker to react, which is strange, really. I know, but for all your stuff, Yami, because you feel guilty, you didn't feel as strong as you did for other people than you did for yourself, only if you was faced with a dilemma of, if I don't, they're going to do the same to me. And that's what we're going to find out soon. Bringing pure love to the table, man. Loads of love. I'm on my way again. Big love.